Hey friends, how you doing? It's Neil here from Post to Post, coming at you with a jersey ranking not from the NHL. We're looking at the WHL jerseys, dark, okay? Not light jerseys, just the dark jerseys. The light version of this video, or the white version, whatever you want to classify the jerseys as, that's coming real soon this week on the channel as well. But this video is just about the dark jerseys. So there are 22 teams in total. Sorry, just had to check. 22 teams in total. I've ranked them from my favorite to least favorite, obviously, but we're going to go through them in reverse order, least favorite to favorite. Now, I will have to say a disclaimer here. It was very difficult trying to find proper photos of some of these jerseys. So if I've made a mistake, please let me know down below in the comment section what jerseys are wrong, or and send me links to any updated jerseys. Regardless, if it's not going to change the outcome of the of this video, of this ranking, but I would like to know it just in general. So I appreciate your support. All right, let's get into this and let's bring up number 22, and that's going to be, sorry, waiting for my computer. That's going to be the Prince George Cougars. Now, I'll say that the WHL in general is one of my favorite leagues. I really, really like it. There's a lot of really cool team branding and cities that I'm familiar with, obviously, because I'm in Canada. So a lot of these teams, I've not been to the cities or towns, but I'm familiar with them, so it feels at home. So I really like the WHL. But this jersey here is fine. Like, there's no jersey in this entire league that I hate. And I'm usually, quite critical of jerseys. If you know my channel and you know me, that's kind of my thing. I like to be critical and dissect things. But, I mean, even though that I've ranked this last, this is a fine jersey. There are things I don't like about it, which I'm about to tell you. But in general, this is a fine jersey. I definitely get Ottawa Senators, like mid-2000s vibes from this, specifically from this red pinstripe that goes up here. That feels very out of place to me. I would just remove that. And if you removed it, and even if you kept it, doesn't matter. It still kind of looks like a practice jersey to me. So just in general, I didn't really feel like it had its own identity. I just felt like it was a generic practice jersey. The logo looks amazing on black, though. Number 21, I put the Portland Winterhawks. Now, here's the thing. There are affiliations that exist in many leagues across North America, and they are totally fine. However, subjectively, I always prefer a team to have their own identity, to have their own brand. That's just not the case here with the Winterhawks. It's a lovely looking jersey. This is a Chicago Blackhawks jersey with a different logo on the front. That's what it is. Does it look good? Heck yeah, it looks good, looks awesome. But there's no true identity here. Like I said, this is just basically a Blackhawks jersey, and there's no right or wrong here. Lots of people don't care about the affiliation and just love the jersey for what it is. I'm all for it. Like, good on you. There's no right or wrong. But just me personally, with my ranking, I would rank teams that have their own identity way ahead of other teams. And speaking of another team that doesn't have an identity is the Spokane Chiefs. So of all the teams in the league, I would probably say that there's like 2 or 3 that I really like cheer for. Not necessarily actively and watch all the games and stuff, but I cheer for. Spokane's one of them. So I'm trying to be quite objective here with this ranking. If I was being biased, this would be in the top 3, and also a Montreal Canadiens fan, so it would also be in the top 3. But going back to brand, identity and stuff, this is a Montreal Canadiens jersey with a different logo on the front. Does it look good? Yeah, it looks good. It looks awesome. The logo on the front is amazing. The Spokane Chiefs, although it look like the Montreal Canadiens, they do have their own branding in a way. Like, it's a very recognizable jersey for the in-depth hockey fan in North America. The in-depth fan would be able to look at this jersey and tell you what team it is without even, they would just know, because it is a bit of an iconic jersey. But I still feel like it's just way too close to the Montreal Canadiens. Number 19, the Lethbridge Hurricanes. And again, it's nothing wrong. Like, I don't hate or dislike really any of these that much. I just felt like this was a very average jersey. The logo looks okay on the front. The striping is very generic. The colors are popular, red and dark blue. But the collar's a little bit thick for me. I would maybe not make that blue as thick. Other than that, I don't really have much to say. I just feel like it's a bit of a generic jersey. It's a fine jersey. It's a really fine jersey. Number 18, the Tri-City Americans. Now, back to the branding conversation. Yeah, it looks good. The whole uniform looks good. The jersey looks great. The pinstriping, awesome. The stars, good stuff. Logo, awesome. But this is the Columbus Blue Jackets. And for that reason, I've ranked them low. Number 17, I put the Red Deer Rebels. So I will say that the jersey itself, not including the collar, is pretty much perfect. But I find the collar so distracting. There are 3 colors here: white, gray or silver, and red. And I just find that the thickness of that entire thing and the fact that it just changes color, I find it just so distracting to the rest of the jersey. It almost looks like they're wearing, I don't know, it just looks like they're wearing something that's not a collar. It's just like something that's coming out, or I don't know. I can't explain it, but I just find it quite distracting. But other than that, I really like the jersey. The red looks great on the black. The logo is so good on the black. But yeah, just the collar. Number 16, the Madison Hat Tigers. So this is a Philadelphia Flyers away jersey, except for they've replaced the white with black. Again, does it look good? Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. But it's just, it doesn't totally feel like their own identity. There's definitely Philadelphia Flyers vibes in here. But it looks good. Like, it really does look good. The black and the orange complement so well. I will say that, they're called the Tigers. I would like to see maybe a little bit of that influence in their jersey. Put a bit of a slash or something on the arm and incorporate it with the striping. I'm not sure. It's a very menacing name. The logo is very intimidating. Let's liven up the jersey a little bit and add some slashes or some ferocity to it. Number 15, I put the Vancouver Giants. I really like this specific shade of red being used here. It's almost like a deep, like rich rose red or something. But there's something that really bothers me about this. And it's the shoulder patch that has red in it. Is not the same red, not the same shade of red as the jersey. Now, it could just be this photo, but to me, that looks different. But that's very nitpicky, right? The other thing that I'll say is I think that it does a really good job bleeding the black down into the red, having that bit of stage section, black into white, into silver, into black, into red, helps the contrast, or helps the transition rather between the black and the red. It's not like a harsh, stark, just boom, black to red. You get that little bit of a staging and then turns into striping. So I like that a lot. Number 14, the Prince Albert Raiders. Now, this league actually doesn't have a lot of teams that use green. Most leagues don't, actually. Same as the NHL. There's only a couple teams. Dallas, Minnesota, I don't know. Well, I can't think of any others right now. But anyway, Toronto with their alternate jersey. Anyway, this is a fine jersey. But I'm very critical of one thing. But I'll say the things I like first. I like the shoulders. The logo looks unbelievable on the green. Perfect logo. Great logo. Striping, very generic in a good way. But the colors, what is going on here? Okay, we've got green, which is beautiful. Contrast nice with the black. Let's keep that in there. The gold in the logo. Look at the gold in the logo. Such a beautiful tertiary color to have in there. Looks so good. But then the striping, that's not gold. That's like beige or like coffee cream or something. I just don't understand it. Where is that color being pulled from? And why is there, there's no cream or coffee colored whatever in the logo, and there's no gold anywhere else on the jersey? Typically, when you're creating a jersey, you want to look at the logo and then pull color from that and places on the jersey. That's just not what's happening here, and I don't like that. I mean, I'm being extremely critical right now, but that's the point of these videos. That's the point of the ranking. So I would like to see those striping, or that striping, and even the pinstripe up here, change that to gold. Would love it. Next up is the Kelowna Rockets. This is a great jersey, okay? The really vibrant, deep red, or rich red rather, with that like bluish teal aqua color is such a favorable combination, as well as accented with the black and the white. Just, it looks unbelievable. But I'm very critical of the bottom of the jersey. There's so much staging that's going on here. Black to white, white to that rustish color, rust to blue, blue to, there's just a lot going on in the bottom half of the jersey. So I'm not sure exactly how we'd fix it. I don't know if I would want to remove maybe the white, maybe just make the black and the white stripe thinner, move everything down on the arm in the middle of the jersey, let that red bleed out a little bit more. Oh, see what I did there? And then I think it would be pretty much perfect, but this is a nice jersey. I mean, it's ranked 13th. You could consider that low, but I do like the jersey. Number 12, the Swift Current Broncos. So we talked about branding near the beginning of this video. It's applicable here as well. This is very close to the Vancouver Canucks. However, it has its own identity in the sense that it's not the same jersey. It's actually kind of not even close. The striping along the bottom is different. The shoulders obviously are completely different and running right down the arm. So I felt like, yeah, they share the same colors, but it's totally different. I think that this could be a standalone thing. So the logo looks good on the blue. The specific shade of green and blue look great together. I love the way that the color comes down from the neck all the way to the end of the arm. Number 11, the Blazers, the Kamloops Blazers. I had a hard time finding a good photo of this jersey, actually. So this jersey uses actually one of my favorite color combinations, which is a really rich orange with a deep dark blue. The Edmonton Oilers alternate jersey looks so good for that reason. Now, the logo is great. Like one of the best simplistic logos out there in any league regardless of WHL. It just looks great. And then the rest of the jersey is just very simple. So I think the approach here, you use simple striping. You've got a simple logo. The neck is a little thick. I'd change that. But otherwise, this is a great jersey. Number 10, the Calgary Hitmen. So when I grew up, I played as a Hitman, not a Calgary Hitman, but in minor hockey, our team was called the Hitmen. And it used not really the same branding. Now, the Calgary Hitmen are another one of these teams in the league that I tend to cheer for because I played on the a minor league team called the Hitmen. So where I'm going with that is that I know the general jersey history of the Hitmen, and it's quite vast. This is definitely different, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's just in the middle. It's just kind of average. I think the logo looks so good on the black. Like that is one of the most menacing and fierce and intimidating logos I think I've ever seen for any hockey team. But going back to a previous conversation that we've had about one of the past jerseys, where's that color being pulled from on the striping? That like rustish, weird brownish color on the neck and in the arms. It's not in the logo. So like where is it being pulled from? And it goes back to the conversation of start with the logo. Pull color out of the logo. I don't necessarily like when teams introduce different colors in other parts of the jersey that aren't a part of the logo. I just prefer balance. I don't think I'm right. I just prefer balance. And I think having a bit of color everywhere in the jersey, or at least a little bit in the logo, and then elsewhere in the jersey is what I would prefer. I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm ranked in the top 10. I like it, okay? I'm just being critical. Number 9, the Seattle Thunderbirds. So, again, goes back to branding. Does this look familiar to you? If you're around the same age as me, born in the 80s or 90s, it probably looks familiar. Even if you're a younger hockey fan and like to look back on history, it probably looks familiar. It's a Hartford Whalers jersey, or a variation of it. It's not identical, but it's close. But I will say that I think they get a pass. Okay, the Hartford Whalers don't exist anymore. So I think that the Seattle Thunderbirds can use this. I think they're allowed to use this. I think it looks good. The colors are great. And also, maybe most importantly, Seattle as a city and as a sports city mostly use green and blue for their professional sports teams. So they get the pass, okay? Seattle gets a pass to use this jersey. It looks great, especially with the logo on the front. That looks so good. So they get a pass. Number 8, the Moose Jaw Warriors. And you might look at this and think, what are you on? Okay, there's nothing going on here. There's not even striping. That's pinstriping. That doesn't count. This is a practice jersey. What's going on? I don't disagree. It does look like a practice jersey. There's nothing going on. Nice shoulder patch up there. You can barely see it. But for 2 reasons. Number 1, if you're going to go with this simplistic look of nothing going on, I think choosing black as the primary color and having red as the secondary color, that contrast pairs well with simplicity. I think it looks good here. It's the logo. On a jersey, your primary element should be the logo. Some teams do that very well. Some teams do not. This team has executed that to perfection and beyond, I guess. They want you to see this awesome giant logo on the front because that's the only thing that matters. So I like that approach, even though it's a little, I don't know, it's a little simple, okay? You could say that this is a bit of an effortless jersey, but I see it more as they're trying to bring your focus to what matters, and that's the logo. Number 7, the Winnipeg Ice. So I like this for 2 reasons. Number 1, there's a slight hidden affiliation here. Not the same as the other jerseys that we looked at. The affiliation is with the Winnipeg Jets, heyo, but in a very subtle way, the arms. So in the Winnipeg Jets home jersey and away jersey, they've got this big kind of section by the elbow that kind of wraps through and splits up that vertical striping. That's being done here as well. So a very subtle little, touch to the Winnipeg Jets, which is nice. But the other thing is the colors. The black and that sky blue just complement each other so well. And then you've got the silver and the gray in there as a tertiary color. Just a phenomenal jersey. Like it almost has like a neon glow effect because of the blue on the black. Looks so good. Number 6, the Edmonton Oil Kings. This is an iconic jersey. You could say that that's similar to the Montreal Canadiens, and it kind of looks like a Team Russia jersey or New York Rangers or whatever. Yeah, it does have maybe some influence from all of those things, but the Edmonton Oil Kings is such an old brand. It's dated. This feels 100% natural to me. This is exactly what it should be. It's a very simple jersey. It should essentially never change, or not too much. And I think the fans really like it. The Oil Kings fans really like it. Number 5, the Everett Silver Tips. This is definitely the most gimmicky jersey in here, the most silly, but I kind of like the approach. Would this work in the NHL? Probably not, unless it's a specialty jersey, like the Reverse Retro Series or something. But as a general jersey, I'm okay with the playfulness of this jersey in these other leagues, like the ECHL and the WHL and whatever. So I think it's okay here. It's also an interesting thing to put on the bottom of a jersey, which is, it's a landscape. It's got a tree line, which is great. It's not repetitive in the trees, which is amazing to see. But I will be a little critical of the next section. The silver with the mountains in the background, and then the white. So that's fine. I like the transition there between the white and the silver. But there's a repetitive nature going vertically up here. That white mimics the exact same line as those mountaintops, which from a stripe perspective is great because now you've developed this white stripe, but it just looks not unfinished. It just looks, I don't know. I would like to see a little bit more originality back there. Keep the white back in there. Make some mountains in there, but have it have a different orientation. Maybe have the white stripe change in thickness as it goes through, just to add some variety to your mountainscape in the background. But other than that, I like the colors, like the really, really deep green. It looks great. Matches well, obviously, with the trees on the bottom. Logos, okay, I could do without the font there. Or text, rather. But yeah, good jersey. Number 4. This is essentially a perfect jersey, in my opinion. One of my favorite shades of blue on here, paired with the black. And then you've got the silver and the white in there. It just looks so great. The reason that I've not ranked it in the top 3 is for one very specific reason, and it's that stripe that runs underneath kind of the armpits and down along the side and then back out. I don't like that at all. I would completely remove that. I think it's not necessary at all. Make that blue and just have it all be blue. I just find it so distracting. Number 3, the Brandon Wheat Kings. So a little bit like the Silver Tips, we've got a sublimation print along the bottom, which is it necessary? I don't know if it's necessary, but does it look good? Yeah, I think it looks okay. Now, it pulls away from the primary element of the jersey a little bit, which is the logo. But this, as a secondary element, it's pretty cool. And I mean, they've got a wheat straw, like it's right in the logo. So why not put it into the jersey a little bit? I will say, I think they could have done a little bit better job, maybe introducing that as one of the arm stripes or something, having that pattern be the stripe versus literally putting 3 giant things on the bottom of the jersey. But I like the approach. I like the uniqueness. The colors look good, and I think the fans really appreciate it as well. It makes the jersey have its own identity and stuff, or the team have its own identity. Number 2, the Saskatoon Blades. This is essentially a perfect jersey. Like it is. I love this jersey. It's a mix between the St. Louis Blues and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The awesome jersey design from the Pittsburgh Penguins and the awesome colors from the St. Louis Blues. Boom, put those together, and you get this jersey. It looks phenomenal. I literally wouldn't change anything about this. I don't even mind the text on there. I'm obsessed with the colors. It looks so good. And number 1, if you've been paying attention, if you're familiar with the league, we've got the Regina Pats. Now you might be thinking, Neil, are you on something? Like, what are you talking about? I know you, and I know you don't like logos like that. How have you ranked this number 1? You're right. I don't like this jersey. I own this jersey. Obviously, I'm wearing it. But I didn't like this jersey when it came out. I like it a lot more now that I've seen it in person. It looks way better in person. But generally, I don't really like logos that use a textual font style like this. It's very baseball to me. It feels very foreign for hockey. But if you know the Pats, you know how iconic this jersey is. And that's really what this ranking is about here, making this number 1. This jersey is exactly what it should be. This is about tradition. This is about being iconic. This jersey is so recognizable that not only is it recognized in the league, in Canada, in the United States, and North America, but beyond that, I know someone in Australia who's purchased this jersey because it's so iconic. This is just a known jersey. And if you don't know it, it doesn't mean you haven't been living under a rock. It just, this really spreads outside the league. I know a lot of people who don't even care about the WHL who have purchased this jersey. I wish I had. I don't. I'd be wearing this video if I did. But it's exactly what it should be. And that's really what it comes down to. So I had to rank this number 1. The colors look awesome just in general. The deep blue with the red looks great with the white. But this is essentially the perfect jersey for the Pats, and I can't punish them for using that logo because it's exactly what they should use. So there you have it. There's my ranking. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like these hockey videos, if you like these jersey videos and ranking videos, please hit the subscribe button if you're new. And obviously, if you like this video, hit the like button. But then let me know down below in the comment section what was your favorite video, or what was your favorite video? What was your favorite jersey in this video? I would love to hear from you. And also, the other version of this video is coming very soon on the channel, the white version or the light version of these jerseys, and that ranking, very different. So if you want to see that, make sure you've got that little notification icon, that little bell clicked as well, so you can see when I upload videos. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Adios.